Should be plugged in and on.
Yep, but I actually have to connect to it.
Oh,
there we go.
Bluetooth OBD link is in because we're going to be doing some work tonight on Erebus to upgrade these. So these are the super base headlights for the 3.5. Don't even have the LED DRL strips. They work, I guess, but room for improvement. And especially since this has seen so much nighttime driving, I have over here in the crazy mess of current projects, factory ST HID headlights. So it's a bit more complicated on pre-facelifts. We can delve into this in the blog post, but for facelifts, it should be a matter of bolting in, plugging in, and a little bit of coding, and they will pretty much be fully functional as they would be on an ST. So that is the current project this evening, getting everything set up, and hopefully soon I'll have some HIDs in the car. Alright, we're connected. It's starting to do its things. I really need to clean this garage. All the junkyard trips recently are starting to pile up.
No.
On that, I guess I should unload this thing too with today's finds. Future projects.
Then we will, actually before we do that, we are going to actually
load factory settings and back them up, or
we're actually going to put this back to what it was, which was halogen lights without adjuster. And we're going to...
Oh, it still says GDL advanced. You didn't save it.
Yeah. Without adjuster. There we go. And we're going to actually
save all this. Yeah, just in case.
I'm going to call this Erebus.
So we don't brick my car if things go wrong.
I've not yet bricked a car.
It's a good track record.
Okay.
This is fairly basic as far as FORScan goes, I think, but always play it safe.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea to save a version of it.
Especially since, you know, this is a tool, this is daily driver. Let's not destroy this.
Alright, and right. Please turn the ignition on, but don't start the engine.
Okay. Ignition going on. It's going to be dark footage for a second. Okay, ignition's on.
Okay.
And then we'll, I guess, plug in one of the headlights and see if it cooperates. Alright, we've just fit the first one now that the initial coating was done. If you've never changed a headlight in one of these, it's very simple. 2 T30 Torx, one there, headlight comes out. There's the main connector, you unplug it, and just reverse that for the installation. Incidentally, I don't know if you can see on the video, but yes, I do need to give these a quick polish. So that's a task on the to-do list now.
We'll try that. So that is without dimmed dipped. We'll write that. Okay, ignition on.
Okay. Ignition's now on. Hopefully, for all of you watching this, you can make out what's going on the screen. All the various beeps and boops as the car is being updated. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You disconnected something!
Error, danger, Will Robinson, danger. In the interest of being all-inclusive with this, we might as well show the headlight going in. Yeah, a little dusty from sitting. I may or may not have bought those like 4 months ago. So, this is the connector, of course. Like, the hardest part of getting the headlights out is just undoing this because they're always a nightmare, it seems, but that will plug in right. I'm looking at the camera, not looking where I'm pointing. There we go. That'll plug in right there. And then the 2 T30 Torx screws top and bottom. So let's get this guy in. There's not much slack on the harness, which makes it a little challenging at times too.
You want to just make sure that I'm not gonna...
Yep, I've got the headlight, so you clip that in. Camera keeps losing focus because it's so dark out. That's clipped in fully. Okay.
Yep, I heard it click.
Okay, and then the headlight will slot into place. Sometimes takes a little back and forth. All right, just put the camera down to wrestle that.
we do this.
Now the video should be pretty seamless for all of you guys watching, but we're actually jumping ahead about a month here. Basically, last time we were working, the camera just ran out of memory card space, so we had to cease recording for the night, but we took the time in between to try some more settings, experiment some more, and now we are doing what should be the final configuration on the car to get these lights functional as we had them last month, and then enable some other features. So the lights, as we showed, are bolt-in, plug-and-play. There's nothing else to do there, but the coating side, you do need to do a few steps. So Brian's running it now. Yeah, Brian's mouthing to me 3 steps, technically, yes.
So,
Yeah.
first is go into headlights type, number 5, GDL, Advanced Front Lighting System. The second is go into dimmed dipped headlights and configure without dimmed dipped headlights. And if you want to have just the bars by themselves when the lights are off, you go into daytime running lights and down to dedicated daytime running light and position O and pause. And those are the only 3 changes.
And then you write it.
So then you write it, this pops up, asking you to confirm your changes.
There are old values there, new values there. You can feel free, of course, to pause the video and write these down. I'll have the photos and such in the blog post as well if you want static images to reference. But yeah, hit check now and off we go.
Turn the ignition on.
Now for any, I suppose, Americans watching this, daytime running lights, Canadian mandated feature. So might be slightly different if you're an American market customer with an American market car doing this, but for us Canadians, we have the DRLs, so that changes it slightly. But those are the settings you change in order for the car to recognize the lights. You will have a quick warning on the dash when you start up, and the little yellow information light in the center will be lit, just because these cars do not have the cornering module, so it does throw an error code, but that's the only difference. At this time, no one's figured out how to retrofit those and fully erase the code, but it's a pretty minor thing to live with. So yeah, that pops up there, just when you first start the car. And then you'll have that little yellow eye lit while driving, but that's, for having HID LED headlights, that's a pretty small price to pay. So, there we go. And now we're going to do time for a couple more changes, I guess.
Yep.
Things that we had found in this last month of trying. So, first will be Bambi mode, as you refer to it.
Which is fog lamp and high beam together. We can change that, so we'll change that.
Yeah, because if you guys weren't aware, when you run fog lights, whenever you'd switch to high beams, either permanently or just to flash, the fog lights would instantly shut off, only to come back on once you return to low beams. This makes them separate functions, basically, so if the fog lights are on and you switch to high beams, the fog lights stay on. So just extra lighting out the front of the car.
And then we were looking at the...
Is he looking for the hazard under emergency braking here?
Yeah.
I'll have to check. I actually don't know offhand if Canadian market cars get this. I know a lot of overseas cars are getting this now, but under heavy braking, the car will automatically flash the hazards as well, just to help further gain attention of the people behind you. And the coding is in here. It is a feature that can be enabled, so we can turn it on, and we just have to remember. There it is. Just have to remember where it was.
Emergency brake lamp. Go in, and you have 2 options. You can either have your brake lights flash, or you can have your turn signals flash, your hazard lights flash.
We'll definitely do the hazards just because they're amber. They will get your attention better than just the brake lights.
And then...
On that, car manufacturers, stop making turn signals red. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
They should always be amber.
Absolutely. And then we were going to...
Do not put a speed limiter on my car. I know you're looking for that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do not cap my speed at 90 kilometers an hour, please.
I was not going to do that while you're looking.
If you have access to someone's car and FORScan software, you could really screw with them. There are some bad things in here you can change and limit.
Well, it's not so much bad things, it's just...
Inconvenient?
Yeah, exceedingly.
I'll be on the ring road stuck doing 10 or
90.
20 under because the car won't let me.
Yeah, we won't show you that. So these are the two that we were changing. So that's your Bambi mode, your fog lamps without restriction, and then the other one is your emergency brake light hazard warn. Having done through testing on the pre-facelift, it only will activate under fairly extreme braking.
Yeah, so like you really have to be on the stoppers to get it to flash, but
Yeah, but it does work.
one nice feature to have, just extra safety measure, so might as well put that in while we're here.
Yep.
So again, the first three changes we showed you for the headlight type and DRLs and so forth, that is what is required for the HID headlights. All this we're doing now is just some extra stuff while we're in here already. So
Yes.
this is optional. You can ignore this part of the video if you want, but we're taking the chance to just change a few more things. And the car is still freaking out.
Yep. Oh my goodness, what are you doing?
We've rewritten this car so many times the last month as we've been experimenting with this. A lot has happened between the prior video clips and this one today.
Yep. And so once that's done, we'll go and we'll show you the headlights, because the headlights should be working.
And I'll have to go and reset my date and time for the 18th time now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right.
At least that's all it resets, is just date and time. That's pretty easy
Should
to
be
overcome.
okay for the headlights.
Okay, yeah, I'll slightly close the door here. Sorry, don't want to pinch your leg. So, you are in off, I assume now?
Off.
All right, yeah, you can cycle through.
Then park.
Yeah, so now off and park, the LED strips are on their full bright setting. In park, the amber lights have now flipped on. Okay, go to on.
And then you have your full HIDs.
Yeah, and then HID lows come on, and I don't know how visible it is on the camera, but the LED strips automatically dim as well. So if the HIDs are on, those are at a lower setting. If those are off, those are full bright. Quite noticeable in person, not sure how well the video will pick up the differences, but there you go. So that is how you put STRS factory HIDs in the 3.5 Focus. Mark IIIs are way more complex. There is wiring to do. We'll quickly touch on that in the article. This video was just 3.5s, since that's what we're doing here today. But that is it. A set of headlights, little OBD2 adapter, and FORScan software, and you can have the upgraded headlights in your lower model Focus.
Absolutely.
And do a million other things. There's
Oh, there are so
there
many
is
things. in
quite a lot you could change. You really could royally mess up someone's car if you were
Yeah, if you
in
were
here.
malicious, you could have a lot of fun
Yeah.
with it. There's a lot of things that you actually could.
I mean, it's not quite as, I guess, involved is the word, as Volkswagen software. You can't quite do as much, but I mean, you still have a pretty good selection of things you can change here.
Yeah.
And you can add in heated mirrors if you have a push button car, and you can do a bunch of different features with these. So a lot is controlled by the BCM, a lot you have to change in the computers in order for
Yeah.
the hard parts to work, but it's pretty easy to do so. So yeah, I don't know, I think we'll keep playing now, but that has covered the whole how-to now, how to get these to fit. So if you can come across a set of lights from Pick and Pull, Kijiji, anywhere else, this is how you can get them to work. So I'll say thank you again to Kyle for providing the lights for me off his ST. Thank you to Brian for all the coding these few nights. Also, he's laughing from the trouble we've had tonight with some things, but yeah, there it is. STRS HIDs in the SE. Cool. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back soon for some more installs and tampering with my car.
Speed limit 90 kilometers.
No! I see you.